Barcelona game just finished, and the league, La Liga, is won in games like today. And I truly feel like Barcelona is going to go on and win La Liga because of wins like this. When you're the massive favorites and you go into, a team in the lower table stadium, and it's a tough game, but you're able to grind it out to just do enough to get that W. That's what wins you La Liga. And Barcelona has been better than Real Madrid in those games. On top of winning El Clasico, they've been better in those games. Today was a game where Barca could have easily dropped points, easily tied it, easily lost it, but they came up clutch at times that matter. For example, Barcelona usually wins games because of how good their offense is. But today they walked out of a very tough stadium, a team that was really struggling in La Liga, trying to get anything to go their way. They get out of this stadium because of an absolute unbelievable interception from Martinez. The game is 1-1. It's about the 90-something minute, or maybe like the 89th minute, somewhere around there. It's the end of the game. A ball gets lofted through. The Barcelona defense doesn't make a good interception or a good cut of the ball. It bounces and it falls directly on, I believe, who's the striker of the other team. He's one-on-one now with the keeper, and the Barcelona defenders are next to him, but they're kind of behind him. The moment he's going for his shot, Martinez does a slide tackle and gets nothing but ball. It's an interception that literally wins you 3 points. We sit here all the time. We talk about great goals that Rafinha scored, great goals that Lamine Yamal scored, goals that Mbappe scored, goals that Vinny scored. But we don't ever talk heavily about when a defender steps up. Martinez's interception on this play is a championship winning interception. It's an interception that unbelievable, bro. Like, we always talk about how great offensive players are. We never praise defenders, but this interception's phenomenal. If I'm being honest with you, did Barcelona deserve to walk out of the stadium with 3 points? No, they didn't. Their goal is from an own goal. Their defense had to be on point, otherwise they weren't going to get these points. Szczesny had to be amazing, otherwise they weren't going to get these points, and they got them. And now I believe they're 7 points, maybe 7 points. They get to sleep tonight, 7 points clear of Real Madrid. And Real Madrid now have even more pressure to make sure they win their game. So it's just looking like Barcelona is going to win La Liga. But there's something that we need to talk about, because I've said this in multiple videos, but we really do need to talk about it. I truly believe right now at this moment, Lamine Yamal is the best player in the world. And I'm saying that to you after one of his worst performances of the season. He was just not turned on, right? He was not turned on. He was not, there's nothing in that performance that I should say this to you and you should be like, you know what? Yeah, he's right. Lamine Yamal maybe is the best player in the world. Lamine Yamal is playing to the potential of the best player in the world. But I say it to you at his worst game. And I want to make a point. Do I think Lamine Yamal is better than Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe right now at this point of his career? No. Talent-wise, no. Do I think he's going to develop into potentially better players than Mbappe and Rafinha? The way it's looking, yes. I don't know if that's going to happen. None of us can tell the future, but it looks that way. The reason I'm telling you I believe he's the best player in the world right now is because Mo Salah, Dembele, these players are players that are being very impactful for their clubs. Salah's being very impactful for Liverpool. Dembele's being very impactful for PSG. They're putting up a lot of stats. The thing is, Barcelona performs when Lamine Yamal performs. If you go watch this season and you go look at the games where they've performed the worst and Barca hasn't looked good, I guarantee you Lamine Yamal was off. Lamine Yamal probably wasn't having a good game. When Lamine Yamal is at top form, this Barca team hasn't been able to be stopped. And that's why I tell you that I truly believe this kid is playing as one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world right now, because I believe he's the most impactful for his team. And I don't mean by stats and assists and goals. I don't mean just by that. I mean by the impact he's having for Barcelona offensively. When you really sit down and watch Barcelona games, if Lamine Yamal is cooking, Rafinha has more freedom, Lewandowski has more freedom, if Pedri has more, everyone has more freedom because you're doing everything to stop Lamine Yamal. And that, for me, is a player that's playing as the best player in the world. Spain wins the Euro off of what? Lamine Yamal being insane. That's what they win the Euro off of. You look at Barcelona. They're winning La Liga off of what? The crazy performances from Rafinha and Lamine Yamal and Lewandowski scoring a lot of goals. But Lamine Yamal is involved in that. The Champions League. They have a 4-0 lead against Dortmund. And they potentially are already into the semifinals. We don't know what's going to happen, but most likely into the semifinals. And potentially could make the finals and win the Champions League. Lamine Yamal is a part of that team. There is no player in world football outside of Lamine Yamal that's in every single competition and pretty much winning them. The Euros, he won it. Potentially, La Liga, they're going to win it unless Real Madrid can pull this back. The Champions League, they have a good chance at this thing. They might win it. And they're still in the Copa del Rey. Lamine Yamal is a part of all those teams. Mbappe's France lost this Lamine Yamal. Rafinha for Brazil just got dogged by Argentina, and they're not having a great World Cup campaign, Rafinha in Brazil. When you really sit down and look at the pieces, Lamine Yamal is the one thing that's really standing out. So in my opinion, do I think he's the best player in the world? When it comes to performances and what he's doing for a team, I think maybe yes. I think we can sit here and argue it for a very long time because he is a big part of every team that is doing something right now and something major. Mo Salah, a stud for Liverpool, contributing like a mother, right? Out of the Champions League. And it looks like they're going to win the Premier League, but the Premier League. That's it. Barcelona is going to win La Liga, most likely. Going deep into the Champions League, most likely. And in a final of the Copa del Rey. So I just look at football in a way where, yeah, if we only play off of stats and goals and assists, then we're not going to talk about Lamine Yamal. But if we look by players that are having the most impact for their clubs, it's Lamine Yamal. And nation, it's Lamine Yamal. It's Lamine Yamal, bro. There's no other way. There's no one that's going to look at me and tell me differently here. Because can you name a player that's been more impactful for nation and club in every single competition? I know he's a baby, so it's weird to say it because he was 17, 18. He's so young, bro. We shouldn't really be saying this. But let's take age out of it and let's just look at him as a player and what he's done and how impactful he's been, how he's been for both teams. And when he doesn't play well, Barca don't play well. And when he plays well, Barca plays well. It's just facts. I'm just laying down facts, but we're so accustomed to only looking at goals and assists. We're only accustomed to that. That's our go-to. Our go-to is like, oh, how many goals he got, how many assists he got. But man, the kid's having a crazy impact. You know what I'm saying? Am I saying he should win the Ballon d'Or? Listen, if they win La Liga and they win the Champions League and he won the Euro, yes. I think maybe yes. I think maybe yes, he should be at least in the top 3 for the Ballon d'Or. And you'll be like, oh, but Rafinha's ahead of him. Dude was magic in the Euro. He's been great in the Champions League. He's been magic in La Liga. And there's Copa del Rey still. If they go on and win all of this, if they win it all, do you give a kid the Ballon d'Or? Listen, Rodri won his Ballon d'Or off of being the most impactful player. Because Vinny had better stats. Vinny had better performances. Vinny had more clutch goals. But Rodri Rodri straight up cooked when it comes to just being an impactful player. Now, again, I get it. You're gonna take like, okay, the Euro was in the summer, different count. I get all that. We're just speaking hypothetically of what we've watched as human beings, as sports fans, what we've watched, right? Because you're gonna be like, the Euro don't count. Okay. But what we've watched, look at how impactful he's been, lads. Can you name a player that's been more impactful? Club, nation? I don't know. Anyways, Barcelona gets out of here with 3 points in a snooze fest. Lamine Yamal didn't do nothing today. But the truth is, in my opinion, we might be looking at a start of a Messi-ish and a Cristiano Ronaldo-ish career. I'm not saying he's going to achieve those, but we might be looking at a kid that could come very close because he is phenomenal, and we need to talk about it.